In this video, I went into the wilds of the Appalachian Mountains for 3 days to do some solo camping and fly fishing. I caught some of the most beautiful fish in the world, broke almost everything I owned, and got into a bad situation with a bear that left me feeling uneasy in the woods for perhaps the first time in my life. Welcome back to another video.
Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be solo camping and fly fishing this backcountry stream for 3 days with the goal of catching a really big brook trout. And by really big brook trout, I'm in the Appalachians, so a really big native brook trout around here is 12 plus inches. So if I can break 12 inches, I will be ecstatic. I've already hiked probably, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 miles in here. I'm just sitting down to take a break, and then I'm gonna hike another handful of miles kind of fishing as I go. And then I'm gonna set up camp, and then I'm gonna use that as the base camp for the next 2 days. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed I can fool a big brook trout into eating one of my flies. So we'll see. It's the right time of the year to catch a big one. The only annoying thing about backpack camping is that the bags are so heavy. I mean, maybe that's not totally true, because I could probably buy some really expensive gear and make it much lighter. My gosh, does it feel like it's heavy for me right now. I mean, I don't know how much my bag weighs, and maybe I overpacked, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't out here, stuck out here for some reason. Ugh. But now it's like my bag weighs 1,000 pounds, so I might need some suggestions from you guys that camp a lot more as to what maybe my best option is for camping gear for backcountry type stuff, because I want to get in and do a lot more of this camping, solo, backcountry, few days in the wilderness type stuff. But I would also like to not have it be like a total butt kicking every time, so that'd be pretty cool. But anyways, let's do this stream crossing, keep on moving. All right guys, I got to the creek here and I figured I'd at least take a few casts here. I don't even really have the fly on that I want to fish, but I don't know, kind of feels silly to pass up a spot like this. So we'll see if we can't get something to come out and eat this thing or not. Gosh, dude, he just hit it but didn't fully eat it. Could switch flies, but I really just don't want to yet. There we go. Ooh, nice fish. Good. Oh, he came off. God, that was a 10-inch brook trout already. Oh, that sucks, man. He just came up and sipped it. That sucks, dude. Should have caught that one. I don't know why he popped, to be honest with you. All right, guys, so had my first fish encounter. Actually, I had 2 fish encounters, but one fish ate. It's actually not a bad brook trout. He wouldn't have broken 12 inches by any means, but he's probably, you know. Oh my gosh, what is going on, dude? I'm stuck on like 13 different things. But that fish probably would have been 10 inches or so, which would have been a great fish to get the day started, or the trip started, I should say. So I guess we will continue up through here. There's a couple other holes here that I'll try as I hike. But I probably won't spend too much time down here, because I want to get up to generally where I know the bigger fish are. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I don't know where the bigger fish are at any given time, but where I assume at this point in the time of the year, the biggest trout are going to hang out. So that's what I'm going to run for. There we go. Nice brook trout too. Really nice fish. Really nice fish. Come on, baby, stay hooked for me. Stay hooked for me, dude. Not a giant, but all things considering, great first fish, man. 10-inch brookie to start it out with, ate the nymph. Man, I had to work for that boy. Did not want the dry fly whatsoever, but I kind of stuck with it because I just knew that there were some nicer fish in here. So I'm kind of proud of myself for that one, but that's 10, 11-inch brook trout already. All right, guys, let's show this fish off just briefly. Hopefully he's nice to me. Such a pretty fish. Solid brook trout. Doesn't get much better than that. Good way to start out the trip. 10-inch fish. And I'm not complaining one bit. I might be able to catch another one up here. I'll try for a second, but if not, I'll keep going. There's a lot of good other holes up here that I can probably catch a fish out of, so we'll see. All right, guys. This hole, big hole. Surely I'll at least catch a fish out of here is what I'm hoping. We'll see though. It's kind of deep, so I might actually need to throw something other than a dry fly, which I could do. I did it successfully at that other hole. But we'll see. I'm gonna make a couple long casts up in here and see if anything eats before I do something like that. Oops, that was not good. Not good. Come on, are you serious? Nothing? That's crazy. It looks like that was such a good spot too. That's up where it's kind of shallower too, so you'd think if the fish was feeding, it would have hit that. Because obviously these fish ain't looking up too much right now. I'll try it, why not? It's a big hole. Surely there's at least a fish to be caught in here. And then I'm gonna go for a walk, and there's a couple big holes up here that I'm gonna spend way more time at than this one. Having said that, it's hard not to get a little frustrated when you're at such a good hole and you don't catch anything. I wanna try, I went and bought some of these little streamer type things here. I wanna try one of those in here and just drag it along the bottom. See if one of these fish will come out and look at this. And then I'm out of this hole. Don't actually want to waste that much time here. I've already wasted too much time here, actually. But at the same time, every time you come to a hole like this, like figuring something out, like figuring out that like, oh, it hit a streamer when I bounced off the bottom. Like stuff like that can be massively helpful. When it comes down to the end of the day and you found a big fish and you're like, oh, I can't get them to eat. If you learn that, oh, they'll eat a jig streamer stripped in slow. Oh, got one already. I was gonna say, well, if you could figure out if they eat a jig streamer, where's my net even at? It's back here. I'll just deal with this fish. That's funny. It's not a bad brook trout either. I caught him way in the back end of the hole. So he just wasn't looking. That's a 10-inch brook trout, 8 to 10. Female. They don't look quite as big, but it's got length to her. Very healthy fish. Thanks, girl. Thanks for eating the streamer. I was just trying to make a point. I think I've made my point right there just by that fish eating. It's like sometimes these fish just, there's not a specific hatch coming off. Sometimes they're hard to get to eat. Harder than you think. Of course, now I'm stuck on something, per usual. Welcome to brook trout fishing, baby. Welcome to brook trout fishing, baby. Yeah. I almost brought my Euro rod today, and it was literally for this exact purpose, to fish some of these like undercut rock holes. But I didn't because I didn't want to. Oh yeah, another one. That feels like a good fish. My gosh, look at him fight. Oh, now that fish I literally was on the bottom for. That was cool. I literally just cast it way up here in the current, mended it, and let it sink through. He hit hard, but he wasn't a giant fish. Still cool though. I'll take it. Anyways, at least now I know that these streamers will work. And it's good information for when I get up here to some of these other holes. That was a good little break, because I kind of just sat at this hole and took off my bag for a little bit. I don't, honest to goodness, don't exactly know where I'm gonna set up camp, but just like vaguely in my memory, I remember hiking up here, probably not too much further, and running into some really cool camping spots. So I'm gonna try to find those camping spots and then set up at one of them here, hopefully within the next couple hours. And then probably spend the rest of the time fishing after that. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Had to really get it into that rock. That's cool though. Where's my net? Nah, it's back here. I'll just deal with them. Pretty fish though. Not a giant, but again, all the fish I've caught have been solid. Hey there, big dog. What you up to? These are really dark fish. Probably because he lives underneath that rock. Chill, buddy. And that's another, God, look at the colors on that thing. Probably what, a close to 10-inch fish, 8-10-inch fish. Thanks, buddy, you're a king. There he goes. I just really had to get it into that rock. Good gracious. Where that log? Oh my gosh. He's fighting like he owns the place. He's a nice fish, but he ain't that big. Sweet. Little log jam brookie. And by little, I mean another probably a 10-inch fish. I mean, lengthwise, that might be one of the longest ones of the day. Oh, chill, buddy. There you go. Sweet, man. Thanks, dude. Didn't even work that fly. I was just sitting there and I was like, surely there's a fish against that root wad. So I just threw it in there and let it sink to the bottom and then popped it once or twice and he came out. All right, guys, it's starting to get late. Picked up a few sticks because I'm gonna go up here and see if I can't find a campsite. I know that there's some good campsites down here that I have always thought, man, it'd be cool if I could stay at these campsites. And they should be up here just around the corner, not too far out from here. So once I find the campsite, we'll get everything set up, maybe make some dinner, and then fish till dark. And that's gonna be my plan for now, I think. I'm pretty excited because although the fishing wasn't outstanding today, there were quite a few fish were caught and quite a few nice fish were caught. So if I can find a good campsite, hopefully we'll set up and relax and then catch some big fish tomorrow. So anyways, let's get to this campsite. All right, so I have found this like beautiful little opening in the rhododendron here, and looks like someone in the past had already camped here before. So I figured this was as good as any spot. I don't think anybody's camped here for a while, but it's a nice little flat spot here without too many weeds or grass or anything like that to set up camp. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up camp as best I can here so I can have camp ready before dark, and then gather some wood, maybe start a fire, maybe not. I'll probably wait to start the fire actually, but I am gonna cook some food because I'm starving to death. And then maybe I'll fish for another hour or two as it gets dark and see if any hatches come off. But it's a cool little campsite, so I'm excited. It looks pretty cool. All right, guys, got the tent set up. Boiling water for food. Fire is going kind of, sort of. Problem with right now, it seems to be, is that everything's so wet from the rains recently that it's kind of hard to get these things to burn, but should be all right still. So we'll see. All right, guys, the good thing about camping on the water is that I can just walk out and be on the water and relatively quickly, which is always a positive. I'm gonna walk up here and try this big hole here for a second. Oh, prickles. Good fish. This bigger fly is definitely working better. I don't know if it's because they can see it better or why, but it does appear to be working a little bit better. Oh God, this feels real nice. This feels really nice. I just sipped it. Or it's foul hooked. How that's possible, but I do think it is foul hooked. It's a good fish though. That's a 12-inch brook trout. I don't even know how well you guys can see what's happening. He rose on it and I foul hooked him a little bit. Hooked him in the bottom of the belly on a dry fly. But that's a 12-inch brook trout, or close to it. Well, it might be 11. All right, guys, so I grabbed the headlamp to show off this brook trout because it's starting to get dark on me. Show it, buddy. My camp is literally just up the point right here. Like, I can see my fire from where I'm holding this brook trout, but that's a big old stud brookie. I'll get a rough measurement on him just so I know what I'm at. I wish he would relax just for 1 second. There you go, buddy. But that's a really long, slender, looks like a male brook trout. There we go. Check out that fish. That's a perfect brook trout. Oh, we'll just go ahead and let him go. Thanks, buddy. Well, don't, there you go. Oh, he went underneath that tree.
Shortly after I caught that beautiful brook trout, I managed to break my fly line. I know that the reason was a combination of the fly line being old and that reel eating the fly line every chance it got, but it sucked because I really didn't have a backup fly line. I don't normally talk bad on any products I use, but the line slips out of the spool on that reel so much it's insane, and I've never had a reel do that, which just puts a lot of wear on the fly line. Either way, I called it a night after that and went to bed. The next morning, I tried to tie the two pieces of fly line together, but after realizing it was near impossible to cast, I decided to tie a perfection loop to the broken end of the fly line. Of course, with around 6 feet less of fly line on the casting end, it wasn't ideal.
Alright guys, so I got everything set up. I'm gonna run down to this hole right here at camp and cast a few times and see how the rod casts or how the line casts with like 6 foot less fly line than I had before. Also don't know if the fish are gonna be biting this early in the morning. But don't have much else to do. I ate some breakfast, had a little bit of caffeine. Fire's starting to go out. I'm just gonna let it go out and start fishing up through here. I think I'm gonna hike down because there's a couple big holes that I didn't actually fish last night because I was trying to get to camp. But I'm gonna hike down because there's like two big holes I think I want to fish. And then I'm gonna go up a long ways and see if I can't run into a really big fish today. So fingers crossed I can find some fish. Fingers crossed. All right, guys. Whew. Water is chilly this morning, but this is the hole I caught that nice fish out of last night. Just see if anything's willing to bite or what's going on in this hole this morning. Initial impressions are that it casts all right. Not quite as good as it did, but I also put on a really long leader this morning. If I'm being honest with you, it was mostly accidental, but we'll see if I can't get a fish to eat in here somewhere. Oh, that was a bite. Okay, so some fish are eating this, which is good. They're either not getting hooked or they're not very big. Don't know which. There, I got one. Not a horrible fish. It's a brook trout. Good gosh, dude. Why'd he swim straight towards me? Okay. So this fly definitely works better. It's good to know. Won't get the net out for this guy, although he is probably 6 inches or so. So he's not a tiny fish. Solid 6-inch brookie. Got a few bites in there, and I thought surely I'd catch one if I stuck with it. I did. First fish of the morning. All right, guys, so I wanted to try something I've never done before, and that's gonna be a double dry fly rig. On the upper fly, I have this like little grasshopper, which I've had luck on in the past, kind of a bigger fly. And to follow it up, I have a caddis, which is actually a fairly decent sized caddis. But I've thrown some small flies and they haven't been working, so I figured this double nymph rig is a great way to try to like get an idea of what the fish are eating. Because surely they eat one of the flies, or at least look at one of the flies, you know? Which will give me good information as to like which fly's working. It also, honestly, I just cast it in there once. It kind of looks like 2 flies are just hatching and going down the creek, which also might increase my odds of a fish actually eating. Oh, ate the caddis. Double nymph rig might be a double dry fly. Oh, that one ate the not caddis. So I had one eat the caddis and one eat the grasshopper. So maybe it doesn't matter yet. I'm interested in this. This is gonna be like a fun experiment for me to see which fly works better. Thanks, buddy. Move on up here a little bit. Make some casts up into this big hole. It's where the bigger fish I would expect to be. It's where I would expect the bigger fish to be, I mean. Gosh, I can't talk sometimes. I see a little fish in there. He obviously doesn't want these dry flies, but it's also not worth like trying to really catch. Probably only like 4 to 6 inches long. Oh yeah, that's a much nicer fish. Ate the grasshopper. Oh no, my net is gone. I have to go look for that. Come here, buddy. Chill, dude, chill. It's not a bad fish. Gorgeous colors on that one. Ate the grasshopper. I don't even know where my net is, to be honest with you. But I would love to have it. Gorgeous brook trout. Thanks, buddy. All right, now I gotta go find my net. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know where the last place I saw it was. Well guys, I found my net. Literally the first hole I fished this morning. So the bad news is that I backtracked a long ways. Good news is that I have my net. Funny news is that I didn't have a net all day. Luckily I haven't caught a fish worth netting. But anyways, I'm gonna hike back up to where I left off and start fishing again. got one. Not a bad fish either. Gosh, dude, it's hard to keep up with these things. Looks like he ate the caddis. I'm just gonna net him. Hello, Mr. Caddis Eater. I was gonna say, surely I'll catch a big one, or not a big one, sorry, a fish out of this hole. I did. Took me some casts, but I got it done. Caddis eater, probably 8-incher, 6 to 8-incher. Sweet fish. Thanks, buddy. Tell your great grandma to eat. Oh, got denied by a little fella. Hey, got him that time. Denied at first cast, caught him second. Not very big, but brook trout nonetheless. Fishing has not gotten better since this morning, that's for sure. Thanks, buddy. At least it's a pretty day, so it's like I get a good hike in even if the fishing's not great, you know? Could always be worse. Big fish have not shown themselves though, that's for sure. It's cute or whatever, but oh, not a bad fish. Actually caught one. Ate the dry fly too. Chill, buddy. Chill. You got yourself all wrapped up now. Pretty brook trout. Dang, oh, that worked out. Another one. That one I think tried to eat the, or I know tried to eat the streamer, or not the streamer, my gosh, I'm losing my mind out here. This one tried to eat the net, or the dry fly and ended up with the net somehow, or he ate both, I don't know. It's like he ate both. Pretty fish. Thanks, buddy. Alright guys, so this hole is insane. I might have to try to bow cast one real close here before I make any crazy casts. I knew one would come out of that rock. I was literally gonna say, I was like, I have to bow cast one here just to make sure. Of course, this fish is probably making it so that I'll never be able to cast again. Shouts out to the homies. Beautiful little fish though. Thanks, dude. I knew you were gonna be in there. Now I have a knot. Oh. Good news is every time you get a knot like this, you can kind of just sit down and relax a little bit. Take off the backpack. Take a chill pill. It's tough to stay positive when stuff like this happens. But you don't really have a choice. Like, you're gonna have to deal with this from time to time. Yeah, I could throw one dry fly, but I'm kind of liking this double dry fly rig because it's just giving me, like, double the opportunity for a fish to eat. But even more than that, it's kind of giving me an opportunity to, like, test dry flies and see which one's working best in any given scenario. So I have been enjoying it quite a bit. Nice fish. Good gracious. It's the biggest brook trout of today. If I can get the net off me and net the fish. Oh, how big are you? 9 inches. or so, I would guess. I was literally just thinking in my mind, I don't think I said anything out loud. I was like, man, I just saw a caddis float through this pool without anything eating it. And I said, that's not a good sign. And then I had that thought, made one more cast, and immediately had this brook trout eat. Alright guys, let's see if this fish will be nice to me. I don't think he will, but I just want to show him off briefly, show off the colors. I mean, look at that fish. The colors, just the way his spots are very impressive. Very pronounced halos. That's just a perfect brook trout, man. Thanks, buddy. See ya. Alright guys, it's like 1 o'clock and we just got one of our first good ones of the day. I would say the first good one of the day. And it's funny because I fished through some big holes and like struggled. But it seems like for whatever reason, these smaller pockets are fishing better. Now I will say that admittedly, I think part of that is just because, I don't know, the big holes, there's just enough water running right now that the big holes are tough to fish. So that could be part of it. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but it's like, there's another fish. But I just feel like I should be seeing more fish in those big holes, and I don't seem to be doing that. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Anyways, we're gonna keep fishing up through here and hopefully catch some more fish and maybe still find a big one, although my big one expectations are dropping. I think honestly my best chance at a big fish is right before dark, like I did last night when I caught that real nice one right before dark. All right guys, we've come to another beautiful hole. I love it when the mountain laurel is blooming like this. Having said that, I don't see anything specifically yet. We'll see. Oh, I got grass on my fly apparently. Who'd have thunk it? To say the fly didn't lay out very well, but I just assumed that I sucked. Turns out, I do suck, but it had grass on it. Anyways, let's see. I mean, surely this fish is sitting next to this rock, right? The fish just, I mean, some of them are out, but they're acting weird, man. I mean, usually in the past when I fished this stream, like you'd see fish out feeding everywhere, and it was just a matter of like trying to figure out like what you needed to do to get them to, good God, like that. But see, like the size of fish, like I don't know what the big fish are doing, but they ain't feeding. I don't know if they're just waiting for a hatch or what they're doing, but they're like non-existent. But these little fellas are everywhere, it seems like. That's a better fish. Unfortunately, I think I foul hooked him when I set the hook. I set the hook, he actually ate the grasshopper, and I set the hook and then got him on the back hook. Gosh. Oh. All right, he gone. My question is, where the heck are the bigger fish? I know there's, good gracious, third fish in a row off this sandbar here. I'm definitely, there's like definitely like waves of fish catches. Like I go through a long stretch where I don't really see much, don't catch much. Then I'll go through sections like right now where fish are everywhere, it seems like. But as I said, it's like weird, like felt like even yesterday when I was fishing, yesterday when I was fishing, I was seeing a little bit better fish more consistently. Today, it's like if I saw a 10-inch fish, I'd probably pass out. Which I still think I'll get a chance at some bigger fish, maybe the later afternoon thing, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a better brook trout. Good gracious, what a eat too. He ate like he owned the place. Boom! All right, let's land you. Oops. My gosh. That brook trout. Not a giant, but my gosh, the way he ate was worth the price of admission. That's just a flat out a healthy, you know, maybe 10-inch brook trout. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for eating, man. Oh my gosh, I got a brook trout. Oops. Sorry, buddy. Thought it was a chub. So small. Dude, why? Man, that'll end the trip? I'm so annoyed. I just broke my rod tip because I keep getting stuck in stupid grass. And like, can we talk about why? Does that not come out of the grass? Like, it's grass. Like, I can literally grab this and pull it out. And I pulled it out with a broken rod tip. Oh. Well. This trip is not going well, boys. Not going well. Today has not been my day, I'll tell you that much. Still take my rod tip home as a souvenir. Truly don't understand it. Oh my gosh. Caught a brook trout, caught a brook trout, caught a brookie trout. I may not be able to cast very well, but luckily it broke kind of near the furl, so I can still fish with it. Gorgeous little brook trout. Alright guys, so my plan now is to hike back down to camp and fish some of the really big holes along the way with my little nymph setup I got going on. I don't know how well I can cast now without the rod tip, but with like a little nymphing setup, I don't think it'll matter too much. And I think I might actually be able to cast a dry fly too, but it makes the third day of fishing a lot rougher than it was originally gonna be. Might just have to, I don't know. I'll throw a dry fly later tonight before dark and see how it casts and then decide what's going on. But I haven't had a great time. I have so far broken my fly line to end my rod, and quite honestly this reel's junk, so I have about the worst setup known to man right now. I do love this rod though. If I just wasn't such an idiot, so impatient with grass and different things, I'd probably still have it, but it is what it is. Onwards and upwards. All right guys, I just saw a black bear and cubs. See one of the cubs running up the hill right now. There's mama. Like the film on them, but they're going up the hill pretty quickly. I see. So one thing you don't want to run into in the spring, it's probably the most dangerous thing, I mean outside of rattlesnakes, is a bear and its cubs. Black bear are normally petrified of humans, like they always run from you. But if you get between them and their cubs, they won't run. Having said that, those bear, the mama bear took her cubs and ran up the hill there. I'll keep the camera out just in case I don't know. She's standing there up there somewhere where I can get a good shot of her. I don't think she's gonna bother me. She's a big old bear though. She's a big old bear. I've seen more bear back in this creek than I have most creeks I've fished. I don't know why there's more bear in here. I think I've seen bear, like 2 or 3 different bears on this creek. If I'd been looking up, the problem is when I'm hiking, I usually, at least when I'm fishing and hiking, I usually walk pretty quickly and I will look at my feet. Uh-oh. What is that noise? So I think there's a third cub. It started yelling for its mom, and its mom took off and went back down the hill. I'm gonna back up just so mama bear doesn't think I'm a threat, because it sounded like that cub was yelling for her. But she still has 2 cubs up the trail. So I'm gonna stay right here for a minute, because she's gonna want to get back to her other 2 cubs, I can tell you that much. I also heard the mama bear do the thing. She knows I'm here. She's not particularly scared of me. I mean, she wants her cubs to be safe. So I'm definitely not gonna walk down this trail right now, because I know there's at least 2 cubs up the hill. The third one started squealing for her down the hill. I'm gonna back up even further, actually. Peek and see if I can't see down the creek, because it sounded like the one cub was on the creek. Trying to keep my eye open for her. I don't see her now, which I don't love. And the problem is when you're in these rhododendron bushes are so thick that I assume she's sitting in the rhododendron bushes, probably on this side of the creek. Surely she comes back across for her other 2 cubs. Unless they ran up a tree and she feels like they're in a safe spot. Interesting situation to be in. I love it when cubs and mama bears split up and they're right across the trail from each other and I have to split them to get through. It's not like I can go around them either. Alright guys, so I've run into arguably the worst situation that you can run into when you're in the eastern US, as far as danger goes at least, and that is mama bear and cubs. I think she had 3 cubs, because I saw 2 cubs and the mama, run up the hill. And then I waited a couple minutes, started walking forward, and I heard like rat, rat, like some weird noise. And I immediately was like, that can't be a good noise to hear. So I backed up, and then mama bear came crashing back down the hill and ran into the creek. At least that's what it sounded like. And now I'm in a sticky predicament, because I know that there's 2 cubs up the hill, and I assume mama bear and 1 cub's down the hill. And I haven't seen her cross back, and it's probably been 15 minutes. I've waited a while. I'd assume I'm okay. Maybe she's waiting for me to go through. My wind is hitting me in the back of the neck, so I know she knows that I'm a person, which is good for me. But I still don't love this situation. I'm not really scared of black bears. I actually love black bears. I love seeing them. I think they're the coolest things ever. Coolest animals ever. But I'm also not going to risk it for the biscuit when I'm out here in the middle of the wilderness. So anyways, I think I am going to start walking though, and just be very cautious and keep my eyes peeled, and make sure mama bear's not down here protecting cubs or something ridiculous. So we'll see. Hey, Mama, I'm coming through. Not gonna do anything to your cubs, okay? Just letting you know. I know your cubs are up the hill. I just wish I knew where she was. I really don't like just being blind here. Don't like it at all. Okay. I see her cubs up in this tree. Hopefully Mama just lets me go through here. Not gonna hurt your cubs, Mama. Just walking on through, Queen. Okay, your cubs are right above me right now. Okay. We have successfully gotten through. I think I'm out of what I would consider the most dangerous part. Oh, I can breathe again. A little nerve-wracking. Unfortunately, I'd love to say I'm like multiple miles from camp, but I'm really not that far from camp either. I'm probably, oh, I don't know, half, 3/4 of a mile from camp. I mean, I know there's bears in the woods, so like that doesn't surprise me. But I don't necessarily love, as I said, I don't love a mom and her cubs, because, you know, what I just witnessed is exactly why it can be dangerous. Because I had already started walking forward and I thought that, you know, all the cubs were up the hill and the bears were gone. I start walking forward, I hear some squealing noises. Next thing I know, Mama's crashing back down the hill. You know, imagine if I hadn't waited a second. If I hadn't waited, I might have been right between that mom and her cub, in which case that's a very different scenario. Okay, it's all right. We survived, everything's fine. Let's get out of here, give them some space, let them relax, and then we'll move on. All right, guys, tonight I'm eating buffalo style mac and cheese, and it is delicious. But after I finish this, I'm gonna run down, see if I can't catch another fish or two before dark here at this hole by camp. Right now I'm just enjoying this food because I was starving on the way back. I was running low on energy, so this is amazing. All right, guys, we've returned to this hole here right at camp. I caught a good one in here yesterday, so I'm not gonna say I'm confident, but I'm not gonna say I'm unconfident. Of course, I do have a little bit less rod than I did last time, and my line's broken, and I don't know, there's probably a couple other things that are issues, but nonetheless, oop, something denied me there. Eat the other one, you goofballs. If you're gonna deny that one, eat the other one. Well, guys, got one. I literally caught this fish almost at my feet. Not a bad brook trout, honestly. Who knew night fishing for brook trout would be the move? I saw this fish rise like 10 feet in front of me or less. And then I cast it out in front of me and just was sitting there, not thinking anything was gonna happen. And then lo and behold, old Papa comes out, takes a look at the fly. Thanks, dude, you're king. Cool.
I wasn't able to catch anything else that night, but considering I now had broken fly line and a broken rod, catching anything at all I considered a win. I'd gone from wanting to catch a big brook trout to just trying to make it to the end of the trip without breaking anything else. Plus, after my experience with the black bear, I was feeling a little more jumpy than I normally do. So I went back to camp, tended to the fire, got some water from a spring, and then went to bed. Alright, good morning, guys. Final day here in the backcountry. I actually slept in a little bit today. Not crazy, but like 7:30 instead of getting up at, I don't know, 5:30 whenever daylight breaks. Haven't really done anything this morning, just relaxed, drank some coffee, and built the fire up a little bit. I'm letting it go out now because I'm about ready to pack up camp, and once I get everything packed up, I might fish the hole at camp one last time, and then I'm going to start working my way out of here. I don't know. I don't really expect much while I'm fishing out of here, but it's worth a shot. I have to walk down the creek to get out of here anyway, so I might as well have fun with it and see if I can't catch a few more fish to end out this video.
Campsite good. Fire put out, dumped water on it, dug it up a little bit. And yeah, leave no trace. Doesn't look like I've left anything behind, so just triple checking. Time to skedaddle on out of here and hopefully make it out of here in a somewhat reasonable time and catch some fish while I do it. Of course, I'm already getting stuck on stuff. Like, bruh. Forgot how hard it is to walk with the stupid bag on. Get me out. Ah. Back on the trail again. See if we can't catch a few more fish and have some fun. Oh, I was gonna say, if I can't catch fish out of this hole, I really need to think about my life. It's a teeny tiny fish, but at least I broke the ice here at camp before I started my hike down. Got him right up at the waterfall. What's up, little buddy? Ate the net. Can't get much better than that. Thanks, little buddy. I just had a feeling if I could get up here, I'd at least have a fish hit, which I was right. Nice fish right there, actually. Not like a giant, but maybe he'll eat the nymph if I drift it through there another time or two. Oh, looked at it, did not eat it. Trouts are not eating the nymph, man. There we go. I was gonna say, surely if I hit this enough eventually, that might be the bigger one in the hole too. They're sitting underneath this ledge here. I saw this fish come out and look at my dry fly, but I didn't eat it. He didn't eat. And I was like, surely if I just keep hitting this, he'll eventually eat the nymph. He did finally. Pretty cool spot to catch one too. Waterfall. Gorgeous fish, man. Great way to start the day out. There he goes. I was trying to take a picture with him on my phone and he wouldn't relax. Now he's gone. Oh well. That's a successful catch. Just because I saw that fish come up and deny me, and then I was able to get him on the second roll. But I might try this little pocket here too, but I'm gonna get out of here pretty quickly because I got a long walk ahead of me. And quite honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I only have food for up till lunch. After lunch, I got nothing. So I'm gonna be getting hungry here at some point. So guys, this is where I've been getting my water. I have a life straw, but I could probably just straight up drink this water because it's coming out of a spring here on the side of the hill. So it's already kind of being filtered by Mother Nature. Having said that, I've still been using this little life straw sack, which has worked pretty well. So I'm gonna fill this thing up with water again before I go. I'll probably fish that hole just for funsies, even though that hole's kicked my butt on this trip so far. To see if I can't pick one out of here and then keep on hiking. Alright guys, I decided to come in here and fish this hole just so I could take off my backpack and just chill for a second. So, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, just got denied on the dry fly. Pretty good fish too. I would switch dry flies, like I'm tempted to do it, because I am having like a decent amount of action on the dry fly. But I don't know. The nymph has been working so well, it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I could do that. We'll see. If this dry fly just keeps getting denied and I don't catch anything, then I'll know what I need to do. However, if I keep catching fish on the nymph, it's gonna be really difficult for me to change. Ooh, nice brook trout. I ate the dry fly too. I'm not a giant, but I'll take what I can get. Nice little fat fish. Chill, buddy. Look at that fish. It's so pretty. So healthy. Chill. Let me pop you. There we go. Oh. No. I love, like, if I could talk to fish, I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna release you very nicely in about approximately 0 seconds if you would just relax. But of course, that's never how it works. Jeez, that was a fish. Missed him, wasn't a big one, thankfully. I feel like I'm too upset about it. Oh, there's a fish. Not a giant, but he's sitting way up at the pocket at the head of the hole. Get off that. A little bit of color to him, like a little bit of an orange belly. Whoa, almost just fell over for no reason. Chill out, brother, chill. We're friends. Not a bad fish, I'll take it. Thanks, buddy. Oh, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah, the third day went about as expected. I caught a few fish by some miracle despite most of my equipment being broken. But I was tired, and after exhausting my food supply, I didn't care to be wading around in the creek fishing with a broken rod anymore. So I hiked the last 5 miles or so, vaguely making some casts as I went, and by mid-afternoon I was back at the car. Overall, I would say this trip was fun and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But now I know I need to have some backup gear with me and maybe some amount of protection against black bears if it's cub season. Not that they'd hurt me, but I'd rather not risk it. It also just goes to show that despite it being what I thought would be prime time for brook trout, the fishing was super spotty and the big fish seemed to be non-existent. Anyways, if you guys made it this far in the video, then you're awesome, and if anybody tells you differently, then don't believe them. I'll catch you on the next one.